Hello BookTube, my name is Elizabeth and welcome to Book Babble. So today I'm going to be doing my Read-O-Rama Wrap Up. I had a blast reading with you guys. Some of you guys did so good. There were several people who read 7 books in 7 days, and that is just epic. Like, I don't even know how you guys did that. It was just amazing, and I loved hearing you guys talk about what you were reading and how good or bad you were doing. I just had so much fun, and I was able to read 4.5 books for Read-O-Rama, and I will explain why I got cut up there at the end. So let's just get started. The first book that I read for the Read-O-Rama was Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I read this on my phone for the ebook challenge, obviously, and I loved it. It was amazing. I talked a bit more in depth in my day 1 and day 2 update, and it was just so good. So much better than I thought it was going to be. Definitely 5 out of 5 stars. I loved it. The next book that I read was The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West. I read this for my Read 7 Books challenge. It was like my free challenge, and this was really cute. I think I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars or 4 out of 5 stars. I don't remember. And I read this also for the Once Upon a Read Along group book that I do with Chloe over at the Brunette Bibliophile. And the live show for this is tonight at 7 p.m. on my channel. So if you guys want to know about The Fill-In Boyfriend, the first like 5 to 10 minutes are always spoiler free, and we just talk about our thoughts, and it's basically like a spoiler free review. And then after that we go into spoilers. So if you guys want to know anything about this, definitely come, and if you've already read this and you want to talk about it with us, then stay for the entire live show. I am really excited about this. I always look forward to my live shows with Chloe because we talk about books, and then by the end of it we get off on tangents and just talk about other geeky, bookish things, and it's always a lot of fun. So definitely come and join us tonight on my channel at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The next book that I read was Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire by J.K. Rowling. Of course, this was a 5 out of 5 stars, but I definitely bit off more than I could chew with this book. I was on track, and I had read a book a day before I read this one, and it just took me like almost 2 full days to read it. And I really thought that like the other Harry Potter books that I read before this, I could always read in a day, but they were like at least 200 or 300 pages shorter than this. And I don't know why I assumed that I could read this in a day. Probably because it's Harry Potter, and it's just they're such easy reads that I could just fly through it. But it just didn't happen. Stuff came up, and I was busy, and this is just a gigantic book. I'm surprised that I read it in 2 days, honestly. But of course, I loved it. It just wasn't the greatest pick for a readathon. Then I read The Iron King by Julie Kagawa, and this is really, really got caught up. I was behind already from reading The Goblet of Fire, and I knew this was a fae book, a fae fairy book, but I have never read a fairy or fae book that I liked. I mean, I've read several of them. I'll link them down below because I can't think of the names right now, and it would take forever for me to remember, and this video is already long enough. But I haven't read one that I like, and I knew this was a fairy book, but I love Julie Kagawa's book. I've read her Talon series and a couple of other her books, and I always love them, so I figured that I would like this one, and I did. I liked it a lot more than of the other fairy books that I've read before, which I hated, but I definitely didn't like it as much as I was hoping I would, and it just really took me a while to finish. I think I ended up giving it a 3 out of 5 stars, and that has nothing to do with the book. It's excellently written. I just don't like fairy books. So it took me about a day and a half to finish this, and then I was really, really behind, and I enjoyed it, but again, it wasn't the best read for me for a readathon because I didn't eat it up, and I didn't get through it in like a day. It took me about a day and a half. So, oh well. After reading The Iron King by Julie Kagawa, I decided to pick up The Madman's Daughter by Megan Shepherd. I asked in my day 3 and day 4 wrap-up which book I should read next, and it was either between Shadow and Bone or Madman's Daughter, and overwhelmingly you guys said that I should read Madman's Daughter, so I did. I picked it up. I never got to finish it. I read up to page 123, and I really like it. Surprisingly, I don't know why. Like, the story, if I had heard it, I never read the back of this book. I don't know why. I just heard people rave about it on BookTube, so I decided to buy it. Still didn't read the back until I picked it up, and I was reading the back, and I was like, oh, why did I pick this book up? I don't even think I'm gonna like this. And then I did read it because I had already, said I would, and I actually am really enjoying it. My problem though is what happened is the first day of the readathon, Grey by E.L. James, which is the companion novel to 50 Shades of Grey, which is the same book but from Christian Grey's perspective, came on sale for $1.99 on Nook. And my guilty pleasure, I just couldn't pass it up. I had to buy it. And I told myself, I'm not going to read it till after the readathon. I'm not going to read it till after the readathon. And what happened? I went to the dog park with Tigger, and I forgot to bring The Madman's Daughter with me, and it was sitting there on my phone in my Nook app, and I just couldn't resist, and then I just couldn't put it down. So technically, I read 5 books for the readathon, but Grey was not one of the ones that were on my TBR. So I guess I cheated. I don't know what happened there. And I know what you guys think about, 50 Shades of Grey and E.L. James and all that stuff about that book, but I read the first one, and out of pure curiosity and the fact that it was $1.99 and not $15 like it would have been, led me to read it. And it's my reaction is the same about 50 Shades of Grey as it was with Grey, is that I liked it. Was it the best? No. Did it have its issues? Obviously. Did I have issues with the characters? Yeah. But just, pure curiosity and pure guilty pleasure, I just had to do it. So, no judges, no judging in the comments. Everyone's got their opinion about that book. But it's okay. I have my opinion, you have your opinion, and then we move on with our lives. But anyway, so yes, I read Grey, and then I finished 123 pages of The Madman's Daughter, and I did not get a chance to get to Kiss of Deception, which was my reread challenge, or Shadow and Bone, which was my fantasy challenge, but that's okay. I'm happy with what I did. Reading 5 books in 7 days is an epic accomplishment, and I'm very proud of myself. So I want to know how you guys did. If you didn't tell us on Twitter already how you guys did with the challenges, tell me down below in the comments. And if you posted a wrap-up video of your readathon, please link it down below so I can check it out. I know I've watched several already, and I just love seeing your guys' wrap-up, so definitely let me know in the comments if you posted one of those. Alright guys, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!